businesses navigate government, and creating policies and programs to help advance entrepreneurship and innovation. Most recently, she served as the director of the California office of the Small Business Advocate, where she helped small businesses and innovative startups in the world's 5th largest economy start, expand, and grow. Administrator Guzman advocated fiercely for financial relief for small businesses and focused on expanding assistance to entrepreneurs in underserved communities. In addition, she served as the Economic Recovery Support Function Coordinator for the state, where she spearheaded the small business recovery effort during the COVID-19 pandemic. Madam Administrator, thank you for your notable and persistent encouragement and steadfast support of the Community Navigator Pilot Program, and we welcome you to the stage.
Oh, Mark, thank you. Thank you so much for your tireless leadership, your energy. I think you keep us all going, and the commitment that you've shown to help bring this transformative new pilot program to life at the SBA. And thanks to every one of our applicants as well. Our notice for this pilot program received more than 700 submissions, far outpacing our expectations. And it's a true sign of the incredible talent and spirit of leadership that is standing up to help small businesses in communities all across America today. I am so grateful to all those who applied and proud to serve a nation filled with organizations and local governments ready to collaborate. And an enormous and special thanks to my dedicated mission-driven SBA team who have carried this project forward on behalf of America's small businesses. Mark Madrid, plus his core navigators team, Yvette Colazzo, Chalet Hallway, Terry Sutherland, Ben Selden, Angela Clements, frankly, Mark's entire team in the Office of Entrepreneurial Development. Thank you all. And Natalie Madera Cofield, our Associate Administrator in the Office of Women's Business Ownership, for her leadership on the Notice of Funding Opportunity and her endless support. All of our staff who participated in the 20 technical evaluation panels and awards panels. All of our field offices and incredible support function offices. This was a whole of SBA approach to delivering this game-changing program. So thank you, everyone. Just an acknowledgement of the hard work that goes into something of this magnitude. And today's announcement will be the first step in launching this transformative new approach to delivering our most essential SBA services. This program has been a focus priority of President Biden. It was one of the first things we talked about when he nominated me. I know I've shared that. It's such a recognition of what COVID laid bare, that we need to build better connections to our nation's smallest and also our underserved small businesses. As not everyone has that CPA or lawyer on speed dial to help them navigate resources that they need. And as he's often said, great ideas come from anywhere and everywhere. And it's our job at the SBA to make sure that all those great ideas have the chance to become thriving small businesses. From day one, President Biden has made addressing inequities a whole of government approach so that we could invest in communities and level the playing field so everyone has a fair shot. I am proud to serve as a member of the most diverse cabinet in American history on an economic team during such a historic time. And I'm grateful that the SBA has been empowered with investments to deliver on the president's vision of an inclusive economy. And the Community Navigator Pilot Program is just one of the ways that this vision is coming to life. It's truly exciting to introduce you to our newest network of champions for small businesses. The work that these navigators will be doing, helping us reach entrepreneurs that have been hardest hit by this pandemic and have historically been left behind. It's at the forefront of the effort to build a reimagined economy that works for all of us. You, navigators, will be focusing on the smallest of the small in urban and rural America, those businesses owned by women, veterans, and people of color. They are the future. Investments we make in them today through Community Navigators will deliver high returns that spread across families, communities, and throughout the nation for years to come. America's 32.5 million small businesses and innovative startups produce 2/3 of net new jobs, employ half of our private workforce, and produce 40% of our nation's economic output. They may be small individually, but I call them giants in our economy, and they are. As we ready the nation for the challenges ahead, whether from a changing climate crisis or rising global powers, our economy can't afford to leave talent on the sidelines. At the SBA, we help businesses start and grow and be resilient with access to funding, market opportunities, and networks for support. With 51 grantees today across 3 tiers, plus hundreds of partners fortifying their networks, we're building a program as diverse and dynamic as America to help us achieve that inclusivity. You all are already working across geographies with multiple demographics and perspectives to reach small businesses. And now you'll be connecting them to our most impactful programs and services so we can help them wherever they are in that entrepreneurial journey. We will count on you, our navigators, to be innovative and creative and find new ways to build bridges between historically left behind small businesses and the government resources. And I'm so proud to have a brief but impactful message from one of President Biden's top advisors to inspire this work further as we move forward. Cedric Richmond, Senior Advisor to President Biden, is a true champion for equity and for America's small businesses and is joining us to propel our impact today with this incredible network. Let's bring Cedric on.
Congratulations to the U.S. Small Business
Bear with us, everyone.
Congratulations to the U.S. Small Business Administration and to Administrator Guzman for today's historic announcement of the grantees of the Community Navigator Pilot Program. Today represents a key milestone in advancing equity through action, as these navigators are culturally knowledgeable experts positioned to meet small businesses where they are and bridge gaps between small business owners, the SBA, and other federal agencies, as well as state and local resources. I look forward to working with Administrator Guzman and the SBA team and joining you on the road. Congratulations again. Thanks.
Thanks so much to Cedric for that video. Our community navigators truly will advance equity through action. So we're very excited to start this journey and path of promoting this program. Our Community Navigator Pilot Program will help us meet small business owners and entrepreneurs where they are and get them the services to help them realize their American dreams of business ownership. And so it's my pleasure to introduce our 8 Tier 1 grantees to start at the national level of champions who will be coordinating efforts across the country to build bridges deep into our communities, to connect with those entrepreneurs who need our help today. And so our Tier 1 awardees, welcome to accept these awards. And I'm going to start with the first International Rescue Committee. And I know I'm joined by President and CEO David Milbrand. David, welcome. If everyone can just give a brief remarks to let us know a little bit about your plans. David?
Thank you very much, Ambassador Guzman. I hope you can hear me clearly from New York. The International Rescue Committee is truly honored to be in the first wave of the honorees of the Community Navigator Program. We're well known as an international humanitarian aid agency, but we're also the largest refugee resettlement agency in the United States with 25 offices across the country, honoring the legacy of our founder, Albert Einstein, who founded us in the 1930s to welcome refugees to America. We are really thrilled to be able to take our model of economic support into the communities of small business around the country. We're planning to work with 20 partners in 5 cities to help about 3,000 small businesses access about $30 million of federal help. We think in the process, we will either save or create about 10,000 jobs. And we will do so in a way that precisely meets small business people in the way that you described, where they're at, in a locally appropriate, culturally appropriate, linguistically appropriate manner. We know that our teams around the country will be able to find some real gems who, with a little bit of support, will be able to be a big part of their community's future and of America's future. As you know well, Administrator, the story of refugees and immigrants is the American story. But an important part of that story has been the way private sector dynamism symbolized by small business, has helped refugees and immigrants be a big part of the American story. We're proud to be carrying that torch, and we're thrilled to be doing it with you. Thank you very much indeed.
I'm sorry, Administrator, if you could unmute your line.
Thank you, Voice of God. Local Initiative Support Corporation, and with us is Interim President and CEO Lisa Glover. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Administrator Guzman. It's very wonderful to be here. So LISC's mission is to help create inclusive communities that are, amongst other things, great places to do business. And we have a 40-year history of providing support to local organizations, not only in the form of capital, but also in providing technical support to build capacity. So as such, we do have an extensive network of business development organizations with whom we already partner to reach traditionally underserved businesses that are owned by people of color, owned by women, in a culturally competent way. So clearly, we are very honored and excited to be a part of this innovative new program because it aligns so closely with what we believe drives equitable impact. So the organizations that we selected as the spokes or as the groups that we're going to work with are already our trusted partners. Like LISC, they are committed not only to recovery from the events of the past 2 years, but also to the growth of entrepreneurs of color across the country. And we're going to leverage the SBA investment by providing them with access to LISC's network of tools that includes specialized trainings and powerful digital tools, technical support from both our local staff on the ground and also our national staff. And we're at LISC, we're also very interested in supporting childcare businesses because they're so important to the recovery of the communities that we serve. And we'll be leveraging the knowledge and expertise of our national team to build capacity of our partners to support the childcare businesses. So I want to thank the SBA for their vision in this program and for selecting LISC as an inaugural recipient for this innovative program. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. We look forward to your partnership, and you already have such great impact, and we're glad to be partnering and collaborating on the ground with your incredible reach. Next, we have National Urban League, and President and CEO Mark Morial has joined us. Mark, pleasure to have you as one of our navigators.
Thank you, and let me offer my thanks to you, Administrator Guzman, your incredible, dynamic, and hardworking staff, especially Mark and Natalie, and everyone on your staff. I also want to thank Cedric and the President and the members of Congress who launched this historic, and I want to underscore historic commitment, unprecedented in modern American history, to build an infrastructure and an ecosystem to support those 30 million plus businesses you spoke about, Administrator Guzman. The National Urban League is the nation's largest historic civil rights and urban advocacy organization, has worked with small businesses for decades. In the last 15 years, we've supported them through a network of entrepreneurship centers. This investment, our participation in the Community Navigator Program, will give us an opportunity to expand quantitatively and qualitatively on the work we do to assist small businesses. I like to think of the work that we do as 3 C's leading to 2 C's. Those 3 C's are coaching, counseling, and classes, all designed to enhance the capabilities of business owners to be successful and profitable, with the hope that they are pathways to both capital and customers, which are essential for the success of all businesses. So we want to thank you, and especially thank this commitment, because it reflects the Small Business Administration's commitment to economic and racial justice, a key element of the Biden administration and a key element to the whole of government approach to racial justice and equity. So Administrator Guzman, we're deeply grateful. We look forward to working with you and your team, our business owners, and through our affiliate leaders across the nation who will execute on this program We look forward to its success, and we look forward to continued progress. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for your leadership. And this authentic connection to communities is going to make such a big difference. So we really, I'm so glad that you're joining us. All right, we have the next navigator, Oista Corporation, and I have President and CEO Crystal Cornelius joining us.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, here I am. Oh, good.
Yeah.
So nice to see you. Administrator Guzman, our deepest appreciation on behalf of Native lands, Hawaiian lands, Alaska lands throughout the whole nation, and all of the accolades, I believe, are extraordinarily relevant, and I would like to reiterate all of it. The SBA's vision in looking at touching marginalized communities, communities where small businesses are the lifeblood of our economies. So with this, so incredibly grateful. So with that, hello, I am Crystal Cornelius, the CEO and president of the Oista Corporation, and our organization, Oista, is a national CDFI intermediary that has been providing capital, training, and technical assistance to Native CDFIs on American Indian reservations, traditional Native lands, Hawaiian homelands, and Native villages for over 20 years. And a fundamental part of our work is to support the business programs offered by grassroots Native CDFIs. Our project, in which we're so happy to be a navigator supporting Native business resiliency, will allow Oista to support 27 Native CDFIs. Oista's 27 spokes will collectively serve Native populations within 17 different states, and this funding will allow for increased capacity and technical assistance for thousands of Native business owners across the United States. This grant especially will be pivotal in strengthening the economic landscape of Native communities and bolstering private sector economies in some of the most rural locations in the United States. As we know, and I just testified, small businesses really are the lifeblood of our communities. And we are so honored and thrilled to have the opportunity to lift up our Native communities and our entrepreneurs as a recipient of these Tier 1 funds through the Small Business Administration. And I would like to especially thank the visioning in this, because as a Native woman running a Native organization, my life has been committed to economic development within Native communities for over 25 years. And historically, our people are the most marginalized and invisible when we talk about racial equity, or we talk even about the history of where wealth was created in this country. So to have the ability to have the SBA invest in our Native populations, invest in our communities, and help us propel through the pandemic just in and of itself, but be able to create stronger entrepreneurs and more platforms for opportunities for small businesses, incredibly grateful. Again, this is going to change the economic landscape of our economy, our communities, and we are so incredibly grateful to the SBA. Chimigwich.
Thank you so much. Well, we know empowering our Native-owned community businesses, as well as all, and being inclusive is just so critical if we want to regain our global leadership and make sure that our economy can thrive. So thank you so much for being a part of this. Our next up, we have Syracuse University Institute for Veterans and Military Families, and I'm being joined by Vice Chancellor and Executive Director Mike Haney. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Administrator Guzman, for what is a tremendous opportunity, and thank you for selecting the Institute for Veterans and Military Families at Syracuse University to participate in this important program. We are truly honored to continue our longstanding partnership with the Small Business Administration in service to America's veterans and military-connected families. The Community Navigator Pilot Program will empower the IVMF and our partners to enhance what is already a deep commitment to seeding collaborations between resource providers and veteran-owned businesses across the United States. We know from our research, but more than that, from 15 years of experience working with veteran business owners across the United States, that public-private partnerships like this one are powerful tools to sustain and support small businesses. Given the challenges that the pandemic has imposed on the nation's veteran business owners, the time is now for a program like this. And the IVMF team is confident that the Community Navigator program will have an enduring and very positive impact on the military-connected small business community. So again, Administrator Guzman, thank you for this opportunity. Thanks to all our partners who have agreed to join us in this effort. We genuinely look forward to working alongside all of you to connect our veteran business owners to the supportive services, resources that they need to grow and to thrive and to prosper into the future. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And then we look forward to the great contributions that our veteran entrepreneurs will continue to make, and hope this continues to spur that. Next, we have the USPAC Chambers, Community Economic Development Corporation, and President and CEO Ron Busby Sr. is joining us. Ron?
Thank you so much for having me this afternoon, as well as the members of our team. Good afternoon. My name is Ron Busby. I represent the USPAC Chambers, Inc., as well as the USPAC Chambers Community Economic Development Corporation, which has been awarded this grant. We represent over 150 chambers throughout 42 states in the country, with the membership base of over 380,000 members. When we were founded on our 5 key pillars: advocacy, access to capital, contracting opportunities, entrepreneurial training, and chamber development. With this grant and the relationship with the SBA, we have now had the opportunity to really reach the businesses and the chambers that have been impacted so dearly over the last 2 years. We've heard this data and the statistics that 41% of Black-owned businesses went out of business last year between the months of February and April. And 70% of them said that the reason that they went out of business was because of lack of information. This allows us to reach those businesses in rural communities as well as urban cities around the country to make sure that they have the acumen, the resources, as well as the relationships that they need to not just stay in business, but to continue to grow and have sustainability in their communities as well as around the country. We say at the US Black Chamber, in order for there to be a great America, there must be a great Black America. And in order for there to be a great Black America, we must need great Black businesses. And in order for there to be great Black businesses, there must be great Black chambers. This relationship with the SBA and the Community Navigator Program allows us to have the resources to make sure that we have great Black chambers around the country and then ultimately have great Black businesses. And so again, we say thank you, Administrator Guzman, to our good friends, both Mark and Natalie. We look forward to continuing to work with this administration as we continue to build back better. Thank you.
Wonderful, thank you. And I know the breadth of the experience and the programming that you have will really add value. Thank you so much. The U.S. Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and we have President and CEO Ramiro Cavazos, but I understand that there may be a connection issue. So Ramiro, are you there?
Yes.
Oh, great. We can hear you.
Can you hear me, Administrator?
Yes.
Thank you so much again for your vision and for your belief and confidence in the United States Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. I want to thank your team, Mark Madrid and everyone, for exploring the need to add to building our economy, rebuilding it by focusing on not just our Tier 1 team, but also on my fellow Tier 1 team members. We're ready to get to work, Administrator Guzman, and thank you for your commitment to this. We're invested in capital, we're invested in capacity building, and on behalf of our board of directors, we're also invested, of course, in contracting. And so we're going to do this through our 5 partners. We have more than 260 Hispanic chambers around the country, more than 5 million Latino-owned businesses. And as you know, by 2050, our Hispanic community will be the largest population of this nation. So the economic engine of the future will go through the Hispanic community, and we're ready to get to work and support you and our fellow Navigator team members. So thank you for your investment and your leadership, Administrator. And thank you again for this bold program that we're ready to get to work and implement. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You know, that's the spirit across our navigators, is being able to hit the ground running. And I'm so looking forward to the impact that they're all going to have. So thank you, Ramiro. the U.S. Pan Asian Chamber of Commerce Education Foundation. And we have with us President and CEO Susan Allen. Susan, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. This is our 36 years in business, serving as a one unified voice for the growing Pan-Asian American community in America. I want to be very, very quick and fast to tell you that to be named as a Tier 1 grantee of this program is an incredible honor. It will help our ongoing work with the SBA and our community partners to deliver targeted small business outreach and assistance to underserved and unserved communities across the country, and especially for us, the Asian American small business community that have borne much of the brunt of the pandemic, both in financial and personal costs, and most notably, the rise of anti-Asian bias and hate. This program aligns perfectly well with our mission of growing successful Asian American businesses with their partners in the diverse and minority small business community in all sectors of the economy, whether it's corporation, government at the federal, state, and local levels, and our partner collaborators in Hispanic, Black, women, disability, veteran, LGBT communities that we have partners for over 25 years. Since 1998, USPAC has also been certifying Asian American and other minority businesses. We did that because we were asked by corporations to do so. At that time, nobody knew how to reach out to and find and speak to the Asian American business community. Our thought leadership programs include one-on-one business matchmaking meetings that we sent to the market 20 years ago, federal contracts town hall meetings, chief procurement officers and chief technology and information officers forums, executive coaching for businesses, owners, and collaboration with the nation's top HSBU, Howard University, and a whole lot more. I want to thank you, SBA Administrator Guzman, for your foresight, vision, commitment, and most important, follow through with this historic program. You and the SBA haven't just talked the talk, you have walked the walk. USPAC and the Asian American community as a whole and the business community have taken notice, and we are very grateful. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Susan. And as you can see, I mean, there's such rich engagement with collaborations across each of these navigators networks. I mean, we are so excited at the reach that we're going to get across all of our small businesses in an inclusive way. And that's really what President's Build Back Better agenda is all about. And I'm so thankful for all of the hard work that everyone has put into this program, and that the grantees will be putting into this program along with the SBA as we move forward. This has been received with such excitement because people recognize that connection to resources is so critical. We want to make sure that we can connect our small businesses to capital and to opportunities. The SBA is positioning its offerings through the President's vision of Build Back Better to make sure that we can meet you with SBA services to serve these communities that you will be out there navigating on behalf. And so we're looking forward to this partnership. We're looking forward to strengthening our collaboration across communities and making sure that we are inclusive in everything that we do, and that we're in the process building our economy back better and delivering strong economic output through these giants in our economy, our small business owners. So thanks again. And I know I'm going to turn it over now back to my incredible team, and just want to thank them again once more. Deirdre Henry Spires has been a lead for me in my office through Mark Madrid and the entire team who's been working on Navigators. So I'm so pleased to thank and present Deirdre back to everybody, as well as Mark and Natalie and Yvette and Terry and Shalay, who are going to make the Tier 2 and Tier 3 announcements. So Mark, Deirdre, Natalie, and everyone, passing it on to you. Thank you so much for your hard work.
Thank you, Madam Administrator, and thank you just for this energetic conversation. Congratulations to the Tier 1 grantees, and Madam Administrator, thank you for also being present as we announce the remainder of the grantees. Natalie and Deirdre, great to see you as well. Natalie, absolutely thrilled to share the stage with you, of course, and we appreciate your demonstrated leadership. And we welcome you officially for the announcement of Tier 2 grantees. Welcome, Natalie.
Thank you so much, Mark, and thank you so much, Administrator Guzman. My name is Natalie Madeira Cofield, and I have the honor of representing the fastest growing entrepreneurial demographic in this country, women entrepreneurs, as the Assistant Administrator of the Office of Women's Business Ownership. I couldn't be more proud than today to have the opportunity to share the Tier 2 grantees that have come as part of the Community Navigator Initiative designed by the OED team under the leadership of Administrator Guzman. This is historic, and I'm just so excited about the history that we're going to be making together. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started with introducing the awardees. Arkansas Small Business and Technology Development Center, congratulations. The Community Development Finance Authority, congratulations. Community Students Learning Center, congratulations to you. The Delaware Small Business Development Center. Florida Small Business Development Center at Florida International University. Georgia Micro Enterprise Network. The Idaho Hispanic Foundation. The National Disability Institute, South Carolina Association for Community Economic Development, the Vermont Small Business Development Center, Wyoming Small Business Development Center. And with that, again, a round of applause virtually to all of the Tier 2 grantees for making it across the successful threshold. And we look forward to working with you. Back to you, Mark.
Thank you, Natalie. Tremendously excited. Now, it is our honor to bring to the stage Deirdre Henry Spires, Yvette Collazo, Shaylee Hallway, and Terry Sutherland to make some very, very important announcements of our Tier 3 grantees. Deirdre, welcome.
Before the voice of God comes, thank you so much, Mark. I am so honored to work every day with our Administrator Guzman. Her commitment to small businesses is evident every single day, and the whole OED team under your leadership, Mark. Thank you for the honor of being able to announce some of the Tier 3 grantees. Here we go. It is my honor to announce Abilene Chamber of Commerce, Arctic Slope Community Foundation, Building Memphis, Burton Bell Car Development, Cape Viridian Association of Brockton, Chatham Business Association, Chinese American Chamber of Commerce, the City of Flint. Yvette?
Thank you, Deidre. It is my honor to announce the next set of Tier 3 grantees. The Community Development Corporation of Oregon, the County of Fulton, the Dallas Entrepreneur Center, the Daughters of Zion All-Women's Bible College, Forward Cities, Foundation for Puerto Rico, Jefferson Franklin Community Action Corporation, and the Koreatown Youth and Community Center. Congratulations to all. Terry.
Yes. The Lakewood Community Service Corporation, the Maui Economic Development Board, Minnesota State University Mankato's Strategic Partnership Center, New Bedford Economic Development Council, Nicolet Area Technical College, Northeast Indiana Innovation Center, Pontiac Community Foundation, and Rochester Economic Development Corporation.
Hello, everybody. I am Shaylee Hallway, and I have the honor of finishing us off today with the Tier 1 grantees, starting with Social Enterprise Greenhouse. Congratulations. Southern Alleghenies Planning and Development Commission. Southern Colorado Economic Development District. Springfield Small Business Development Center. Startup Sioux Falls. Stanton Creative Community Fund. University of Arkansas Cossatot Department of Economic Development. And then last but not least, West Central Indiana Small Business Development Center. Congratulations to all of our 51 awardees, and thank you for your exceptional support of America's small businesses. And now I will hand it over to Mark.
Thank you, Shaylee. And congratulations once more, and everybody who has joined us. And now we shift to a very important aspect, the work, the action, the results, all in dedication to America's small businesses. Most grateful to have you all here. Have a wonderful afternoon. Madam Administrator, the floor is yours to close, and thank you for your presence here today.
Well, I'm not going to say much else. I want to deliver just a thank you again to our incredible navigators across the country for participating in this first pilot program. I think that the impact will be huge, and we will be working closely with you to make sure this is a success under the leadership of Mark Madrid and his entire team. So thank you, all of you at SBA, for continuing to carry the charge to help all of our small businesses. This is going to be an incredible lift and an incredible effort that will have impact. And I know that so appreciative of the American Rescue Plan and Congress and President Biden and Vice President Harris for the vision and to be able to implement this important program with this incredible team. So everyone have a great day, and stay tuned and stay connected to SBA.gov as we will continue to share details and highlight our incredible navigators as we move forward.